I went 6-10 last week. Okay, so fun times. Last week did not go as planned. Hopefully, we'll do better this week. Starting off, we're going with the Thursday night game. Miami Dolphins at Cincinnati Bengals. Now, Dolphins looking red hot. Tua is trying everything he can to be able to play despite a back and ankle injuries. That's interesting. I think Tyreek Hill was definitely something that the Dolphins needed, and it's showing. Bengals, kind of a rough start. You know, not really the start they were looking for or hoping for, but it is the start that they have, and it is a home game. However, I am going to pick the red hot Miami Dolphins. I feel like even if Tua doesn't play, I feel like they're just going to do really good. Moving on to the next game, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the New Orleans Saints. Now, Vikings, I feel like got really lucky last week, and Dalvin Cook, you can see, has a dislocated shoulder. Good news for the Vikings, though, they will have Jefferson out there, so that's really all you need. Besides, the Saints have been absolutely terrible this year. I think the Vikings, they do play worse on the road, but I feel like they're going to squeeze out a victory here because I don't like the Vikings. I won't be mad if I'm wrong on this one, though. I actually hope I am wrong. Okay. I'm picking the Lions. I'm just going to be so disappointed if I pick them again and they lose again. I am going to pick the Lions here. Seahawks are just really, really bad. Lions actually are really good. I just feel like they've had a little bit of a tough breaks. Up next, we have the New York Jets going against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I don't know what kind of voodoo is going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it's Mitchell Trubisky, actually, honestly. It's just Mitchell Trubisky. I don't get why they're still playing Mitchell Trubisky. Their fans are really calling for Kenny Pickett, and honestly, he can't do much worse. Jets, there's not really much to say. They're the Jets, and it was honestly really hard to pick the Jets, but I am going to pick the Jets. Yes, it's a Steelers home game, but I guess this is the time to pick the road teams. So now we go to the very disappointing Monday Night Football team of the New York Giants going against the kind of odd team of the Chicago Bears. Obviously, they've won 2 games, but honestly, they got really lucky in both of those games. And you look at the one game where they played a decent team, and they got thrashed. I watched that New York Cowboys game, and I know the Cowboys have a really, really good defense, but they couldn't really move the ball on offense. They couldn't stop them defensively. I don't know how the Giants got to 2-0, but I will pick them to win this game and go 3-1 somehow. The Colts and the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans kind of going on a rocky start. Colts kind of an odd team. I don't want to say they're god awful, but they are pretty awful. I'm gonna pick the Tennessee Titans to win this game. I don't think the Colts are a good team. Next, we got the Chargers going against the winless Houston Texans. Yeah, this is just an easy pick. The LA Chargers are about to win this game, and it's probably going to be easy. Who will screw up more? So this was a hard one for me to pick. So Atlanta, they did it. They won a game last week. I don't know how they won. I didn't pick them to win, but they ended up coming off with a win. Good for them. The Browns, a little too bad for their record. Their record is actually unbelievable, and I think it's honestly because they've just faced not great teams. They faced the Steelers, the Panthers, And those are the 2 wins that they have. I honestly, this was so hard for me to pick because I actually think that the Falcons now have a little bit of momentum on their side. They finally got a win. They're probably feeling really good now, and they realize that they can win games without, choking away a lead. I am going to pick the Browns, though. I am picking a lot of road games. That is not going to continue here, though. There's no way that the Washington Commanders beat the Dallas Cowboys. The Washington Commanders' biggest weakness is their offensive line. The Cowboys' biggest strength is their defensive line. Going from the NFC East, staying with it, I'm going to pick the Eagles to win this game. Jaguars, kind of their record is too good for their team. Eagles have been on a tear. Beating the Detroit Lions, didn't think they would do that, but they did. Beating the crap out of Carson Wentz. I believe there was 6 sacks in that game, which is almost insane. And they also destroyed the Minnesota Vikings, who are a lot of people's pick to win the NFC North. I got to pick the Eagles here. Not only that, it's a home game. This one is a little scary to pick because Baltimore Ravens kind of are starting to look like the old Baltimore Ravens, the one with Lamar carrying them on their back. The Bills, showing that they are human, and they took the first L last week against a red-hot Dolphins team. I'm going to stick with my trend, though, and I'm going to pick the road team to win this one. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to come back. I think their defense is more than willing to take on Lamar and his running game. It's going to be one where I wouldn't be shocked if I was wrong. Next, we got... These are really bad teams. I honestly think the Carolina Panthers are really, really, really bad, despite them getting a win last week. Cardinals, I just think, are just a little bit better. Not by much, but they are better. I'm going to go ahead and once again stick with the trend of picking the road team to win. Give me the Cardinals. Next, we have the Denver Broncos against the 0-3 Las Vegas Raiders. This one is unbelievable. Raiders, I don't know how they are this bad. How are you this bad with Devontae Adams as your wide receiver? Derek Carr is not a terrible quarterback. I feel like he is a little overrated for what people have been giving credit for. I feel like this is going to be their coming out party. I feel like the Raiders are about to get their first win against a 2-1, shockingly, Denver Broncos team that I don't think is actually really that good, despite having Russell Wilson as their quarterback. And I think Russell Wilson is definitely a better quarterback than Derek Carr, but I feel like the Raiders are a better team in whole than the Denver Broncos are. Give me the Las Vegas Raiders finally getting their first win. No team will go 0-17 this year. I am picking Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Patriots, I feel like they are a little bit better than they were last year. I just don't think that they're ready to face a team like Green Bay Packers. Give me the Green Bay Packers, although I won't be mad if I get that one wrong. This was probably the hardest game for me to pick. This one was so hard. I actually flipped a coin. And it sounds ridiculous, but honestly, this one is so 50-50 for me that flipping a coin was literally the only way I can make a final decision on this one. The coin has spoken. They picked Tampa Bay. I'm going to go with it. I'm picking Tampa Bay to win this game. They're going to have Evans back. Obviously, that's huge. Final game, Monday night. You got the LA Rams going against the 49ers. Rams are winning this game. Those are my picks this week. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'll catch you next week when I probably go 6-10 again.